Hi and welcome along to the AFTV Tactical Insight Show with my man Graham. Good to see you again. Great to be here after another win. 3 wins in a week. Just like the buses, all the draws that we've been having, and then all of a sudden, bang, 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 3 wins in a row. And it was a fantastic match, especially if you're neutral. If you're an Arsenal fan, your heart was racing for a lot of it. But what a great game. A
real roller coaster, Robbie, wasn't it? Fantastic game for the neutral, I have to say.
It was a great game for the neutral. Now, you know, talking about that, I saw some guy yesterday that I met. I forget what country he's from, but he said to me, I really, really like Graham's show. That's the one I like that because, but when he talks, you be quiet like this. Because that's what he said to me. I go, so, all right, I go, cool. So I will. I'm not going to say nothing today, right? No, but he was a real fan of yours. He said he was talking about how, you know, when he's abroad, the way you break it down, he really, really loves that. So respect to him.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that I've been really pleased about the feedback we get for the show, Robbie. And to be honest with you, I think I really enjoy doing the show with you.
Fantastic.
I love the way this has grown. And I want to announce today that I was talking to you before we came on air today. Next month, March the 14th, is my 50th year since I see my first Arsenal game. 14th of March, 1970. Arsenal beat Liverpool at Highbury. First ever goal, John Radford, John Samuels. We beat them 2-1. And because of the show, I've really been pleased with the feedback I'm getting for the show. I'm pleased. I mean, it makes it worthwhile. I do this really as a fan. I'm not somebody who does it to sort of like make a career out of this. I just do it because the people enjoy it. All the time people getting value out of it, I'll carry on doing it as long as you allow me to do so, of course. And I'm grateful for you to give me the platform. But I thought in recognition of that, Robbie, the fact that I've been watching Arsenal for 50 years next month, I'm going to do a competition on AFTV. With somebody a chance to win a prize, which I will pay for, and we're going to announce that next month, aren't we?
Yeah.
So that's something to keep watching the show for over the next few weeks.
50 years of Graham going to watch Arsenal. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah, I mean, and you must have seen some real ups and downs over that period of time.
Yeah.
You know, how would you? You know, just quickly before we get into yesterday's game, how would you then describe this period? Because you've seen bad periods. You've seen ups and downs, haven't you? What would you describe this period as that we're in right now at this moment?
Well, football goes in cycles, and I think we had a wonderful period under Arsene Wenger. And when that came to an end, it was always going to be a case of rebuilding. And I think we're in a rebuilding process, and we're under Arteta, sort of like we're making progress under Arteta. This is a new cycle.
Is it reason to be excited? Because I was looking on it with the positives the other day, and I was saying, you know what, it's exciting to be rebuilding.
I'm excited by what Arteta's already brought to the team in a short time, and I like what he's doing, Robbie. So, you know, football runs in cycles. You know, when I first started following football in the 70s. You had the great Leeds team, and Arsenal won the league in the second year I started following Arsenal when we were on the double. Then we had the Liverpool taking over for a period of time,
and for a long time,
and they will win the Premier League this year for the first league title for 30 years. And then we had Man United, then we had our period under Wenger, and then Chelsea came along, and then now Man City, and now Liverpool have come again. So it goes in cycles, and I think as an Arsenal fan, you know, I've been tremendously privileged. To follow the club for 50 years, I've seen, I think, in my eyes, our best years under Wenger.
No, definitely.
And I'm obviously grateful for the football that he brought to the club, Wenger. And it does go in cycles. So if you think that in the 70s, we won the double, then we sort of like had a little lean period. That then back into the 70s, we got in 3 successive cup finals, won one of them. 80s, Terry Neal, obviously we went into decline a bit, and that was a really low period, 82, 83. George Graham came along, and again, we improved again. And then Bruce Rioch came along, we had a little downturn. And then Wenger came in, and we went up, didn't we? And so I've seen ups and downs. But what I would say to I was saying to my son Cameron, you know, because I've been taking him to Arsenal now for 10 years. He started going when he was about 8, 9 years old. Like I started when I was 8, 9 years old with my dad. And I've seen us win league titles, and I can remember him saying to me, "Dad, you've seen Arsenal win league titles." And I said to him, "You've got to be patient." And I was so pleased when we won that first cup final that he saw Arsenal win his first ever trophy. So what I would say to young Arsenal fans is, Arsenal's a great club, right? And we will come again.
We'll come again. Cameron, when you're 60, you'll be taking your son. We might have won the league. Anyway, let's get into
Hold it. Listen. Before we start, I've got to dig you out, right? How come I ain't been on that quiz yet?
The quiz. Everybody keeps getting at me about the quiz, right? Now, the quiz was just the first section. What we did was did the first section of the quiz, because we filmed the quiz at YouTube. So we've done the first section of the quiz, that's been complete. Then the top winners out of that quiz they're into the semi-final. Then we're going to have another section of the quiz, which you will be part of. You will be in there, and some of the other people that have been getting at me.
Is DT going to be in it?
Right? I don't know if he's made. What did he get? 2 out of 5? 2 out of 4? So I don't know if
You're a bit harsh on him.
I don't know if he's made it. Don't say that, because I
wasn't
harsh on him.
You were harsh on him. You were harsh on him, right?
Don't back him up,
No.
How was I harsh on him?
Because I can remember watching Ty. Ty got a lot of time to answer, right? DT was pressurised into his answers.
No. Everybody got the same amount of time.
I think you're trying to get him back for blood.
No, I'm trying to get him back for nothing. I'm not trying to. If you ain't got the knowledge and you're a plastic fan, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna. No. I'm only joking, right? But we are going to be doing another section to that, and then we're going to have a final, a semi-final and a final. So, and that person who wins the final, they get a nice prize as well. So it's going to be a great thing to win.
And the person who wins my 50-year competition will get a really nice prize. I promise you. You'll have a choice of 2 prizes, right? Okay. And they are going to be worth winning, which I'm going to pay for. I'm not as rich as you, mate. I've got a Rolex to give them.
Oh, God. That's
But I will give him a really nice prize. I'll have 2 choices.
I've got a pawn, because there's a guy, this guy came to me the other day, some hater, and he goes, every time Arsenal lose a game, you buy a new Rolex. So I said to him, bloody hell, I go, boy, so I'm announcing that we're closing down AFTV now because we've lost, we're winning too many games. So, I mean, how ridiculous.
And I saw that DT's video after the Newcastle game was trending really high, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's trending. It was trending. We've been trending every week. We're trending on a 0-0 against Burnley. Yeah, I mean, people love the content.
So you're not going to shut AFTV then?
We're not shutting down. Are you joking? One of the things we love about it is when we win a game and we can go through what happened. Yeah. Talk me through it. Why? How did it all go down?
Well, this was a fantastic game of football between 2 sides who were improving under their respective managers, Robbie. If you think back to December, the 2 managers were in the stand at Goodison Park to see a drab 0-0, weren't they? And both managers have made an impression on their teams in a short space of time. And when we went into this game, they were 9th, we were 10th. It was a vital game. We had a must-win game. We were on the back of a difficult week because we won last Sunday. We played in Greece on the Thursday. The players had come back really late. So
tough game as well.
Tough game.
Really intense atmosphere out there. Really hard game.
So his team selection this week, I put Saka up there because obviously Kolasinac started, but Saka was on pretty early. And I think that Lacazette, I thought he might come back in, but I understood why. Nketiah's kept his place up front because I think Lacazette playing 3 games in a week would be difficult for him. So a little bit of gentle rotation there with Kolasinac in the left-hand side, Nketiah for Lacazette, and I think he changed it up in various areas as well. But we went back to pretty much the same teams that beat Newcastle with just Kolasinac coming in for Saka. Everton, they play this 4-4-2 under Ancelotti, which is the formation he used in his Napoli days. And he's really done good things with his team. He's brought Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison close together up front, working well together. He's got them pressing up high. He's got them playing out for the back. I was really impressed with Everton, not just the way they played out in the back, the way they transitioned yesterday as well. And they're not just a long ball team anymore, which a lot of Chelsea fans were saying to me earlier in the season when they beat them 3-1, all they do is play long ball. Well, I didn't see that yesterday. I thought they were very impressive. They outshot us yesterday, and albeit their goals were from mistakes. But I thought Everton played their part in a really good game yesterday. So that's the formation. And Arsenal in a 4-2-3-1, Everton in a 4-4-2. So we're going to the notes, which I love doing, as you know. Now, this was the 3rd game in Premier League history to see a goal scored in the opening minute of each half. Previously, the other two games were Newcastle v Arsenal in 1996 and Charlton Leeds in March 2001. So Calvert-Lewin scored in the first minute of the first half, Aubameyang scored in the first minute of the second half. Arsenal have registered consecutive Premier League wins for the first time since the opening two games of the season against Newcastle and Burnley.
Wow.
Back in August. That's incredible, isn't it?
Incredible.
Back-to-back wins for the first time.
Yes, because we've done back-to-back draws.
The thing is, I will say that I don't think we'd have won that game yesterday if Emery had been in charge.
No chance.
Because they put us under intense pressure in the second half, and the spirit in the team carried us over the line. Right, so we've now scored 110 Premier League goals against Everton, 8 more than any other side has scored against any Premier League opponent.
I know, I saw that. It's
an
amazing,
incredible stat,
It's amazing.
In the game itself, Eddie Nketiah's goal, assisted by Bukayo Saka, was the first time two Arsenal players under 21 have combined for a Premier League goal for Arsenal since Denilson assisted Bentner against Bolton. You know Bukayo Saka is the first teenager to reach double figures for assists for Arsenal in a single season since Fabregas in 2006-07.
Oh, wow.
That's incredible.
Good company and great company there.
Nicolas Pepe, the much maligned Nicolas Pepe, has scored or assisted in our last 6 Premier League wins.
He's a very important player. I mean, this guy is going to be... Wait till next season, this guy, if he stays fit, he's going to be brilliant.
Danny Ceballos on the right side of our double pivot has supplied Ozil and Pepe with 34 progressive passes in the last 2 games.
Made a big difference, and again, just give Arteta a lot of credit for putting him in that position. I think, that's been a really good stroke of genius by him.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang now has scored 60 goals in 95 games for the club.
Amazing.
And 49 goals in 74 Premier League games for Arsenal. Absolutely elite striker.
Elite.
Henri-esque, as DT said yesterday, when he finished for the first goal, and also a headed second goal.
2 headers in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, he headed in against Newcastle as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had him as our man of the match yesterday. I think that goes. As good as Leno was, as good as Mustafi was, I
thought he was our man of the match as well.
42 touches he had, 5 in the opposition box, won 6 of his 8 duels, completed 3 tackles, completed 21 out of 28 passes, 2 shots both on target, his 16th and 17th Premier League goals this season. He is now level with Jamie Vardy at the top of the goal scoring charts. But I think more than just his performance in the way he led the team yesterday.
Yeah.
His work rate off the ball, as Lee Judges said, tracking back on that side was immense. And I think that he is someone who shares every goal with the fans, Robbie. I love to see that. The way he does it, yeah.
I love him as a player, and like you said, he's an elite striker. I couldn't get my head around when people are saying move him on and stuff like that. Remember, he's joint top scorer in the Premier League in an Arsenal team that's not been great this season, right? And he won the Golden Boot in an Arsenal team last season that weren't great either. And then when he came in that January, he hit the ground running. He scored about 15 goals, was it, in that season? He's a natural goal scorer. Remember, he missed 3 games recently from suspension as well. How do you not miss those? What would his goal count be now? You know what I mean? He doesn't take masses of penalties like certain other players. Or we haven't had loads of penalties for him to take. He is elite. And he is one of the reasons why we are where we are this season. We could be in a worse position had it not been for his goals.
Yeah. Right, so in the game itself, Everton's tactics against us, I was very impressed with the way they built their play up, Robbie. I did notice it. I sit up high, above where the players come out. And I noticed what they were doing really well in this game as Baines was moving more forward. So Pickford was playing a lot of diagonals out, or Delph was dropping in here. So basically they were they were sort of like a 4-4-2 when they were out of possession. But a lot of the time I thought Iwobi came up to make a 3. And I think we saw a bit of the old Arsenal Iwobi yesterday when he got into some great positions in the first half, and his end product is still not there, is it? You'd think he'd be working on that in the training ground. That's what we always criticised him for. So I thought they were like a 4-3-3 when they got up the pitch, but he was out of possession. They were dropping back. It was more of a 4-4-2. But as I say, I did notice that Delph was building the play, coming deep, and Baines was sort of pushing out wide for a diagonal pass. So our play, I think, really went through the centre midfield. I've talked about what he's done to improve, and it goes without saying that obviously the injury to Kolasinac was a big turning point for us, because we had gone a goal down pretty early, Robbie, which obviously was a disappointing goal to concede. and I'm going to show it to you now. Right, so we give away a free kick in less than a minute, and I've absolutely no idea what Kolasinac is doing, right? Because we're trying to play offside, aren't we? So when Sigurdsson looks to take the free kick, that is how the structure of our team was across the back line. And Kolasinac gets attracted by Mina coming in here. They have a little bit of a fight, don't they?
A little bit of a tussle, yeah.
Tussle, and Kolasinac comes in with him, which plays everybody on side.
Yeah.
And then when the ball comes across, Calvert-Lewin obviously is the one who comes in. Louise, as the ball's coming across there, they're all trying to get across there. And Louise, it spins off his head to Calvert-Lewin, who basically puts the ball in the net with an overhead. Did you think that was dangerous play, Rob?
Well, I was going to ask you. Do you know what? I watched it again. I think if you gave that as dangerous play, it'd be very harsh. I mean, for me, I think it was right that it stood. I think, it'd be too harsh to disallow that goal. I didn't have a problem with it. It was kind of high. I interviewed a couple of fans who were saying, well, that stopped Louise from really putting a header in because of his boots flying in. So, well, I think it'd be very harsh. I think it's either way, really.
Yeah, I think it was a really good finish.
It was a good finish.
And he's an outstanding young prospect. Just one quick question, obviously non-Arsenal related. If you had Tammy Abraham against Calvert-Lewin at the moment, and you had to pick one of them, if Kane wasn't fit to play up front in the Euros, who do you go for?
But it's got to be Tammy Abrahams for me. There's more to his game. There's more all round. Calvert-Lewin did miss an easy-ish. Well, it wasn't an easy chance, but he missed a chance near the end of the game. I don't know. I think Tammy Abrahams is a bit more mobile, a bit more of a better finisher. If it's a one-on-one, I'd rather Tammy Abrahams be there.
But
in the air, Calvert-Lewin is superb. He's
improved.
Dangerous player, very good player.
Yes. And his partnership with Richarlison was, I thought, pretty good on the day with Richarlison.
If you're talking to me about England, who should be in that next England squad, it's got to be Saka.
Yeah.
He has to be in it, the way he's playing. But
and of course, he was key. Good. That's a really good lead in, Robin. Because obviously, Kolasinac, the injury was a key turning point, wasn't it? Yeah. 20 minutes, Everton scored the goal, and I thought Everton were in control for 20 minutes.
They're on top.
The Kolasinac injury happens, and then Saka comes on.
And it's a different game.
It's a different game. Obviously, Saka is now pushing up here. We're gonna watch what happens with the goal, because I think the key here is obviously criticise Arsenal for not blocking crosses. And I thought we blocked crosses a bit better yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
But it's Xhaka who's come over here, who feeds.
Great ball.
Aubameyang obviously is occupying inside here, which takes Sidibe obviously has got a difficult choice to make here. But I think Iwobi has got to do more to block that cross, right? So when Saka's out wide, and it is an unbelievably good cross, I have to say. And what I like about Nketiah is he's got an eye for a goal.
He has, doesn't he?
And he runs across into a good area. He lets it come across his body. The shape of his body is perfect to guide it into the goal, and it was an absolutely unbelievable goal. But I just thought that Iwobi might have done more to stop the cross, but take nothing away from Saka's cross. It was beautiful.
Yeah, another one of a brilliant assists by him. He's such a dangerous player at the moment because when you whip those balls into the box like that, they are so hard to defend, And it was a brilliant assist by him.
Yeah. So that was the equaliser, Robbie.
Yeah.
And then the second goal. And David Luiz.
Another great assist.
Well, you know what? As much as I sort of criticise Luiz for his defending, and every time the ball comes into our box, I thought we were very disorganised and from set plays yesterday, and I long for a Jonathan Tah, 6'5" defender who can deal with those sort of crosses into the box. There's no secret that Liverpool with Van Dijk there just clear that out. They're never under pressure there. But the one thing Luiz has got, he's a footballing centre half.
Yeah.
And that wasn't that was his wrong foot yesterday.
Was that his wrong foot? He hit that.
No. What I'm saying is he's right-footed. But
he
hit it with his left foot.
Was that left foot?
Left foot pass.
Wow. It was sublime. Absolutely sublime. And do you know what? Well, you're going to explain it anyway.
Well, I when I looked at it, I just thought that obviously he knocks the ball. Aubameyang obviously makes a superb run, Robbie. Now I looked at that yesterday a couple of times back last night, and I just sort of like loved the way he bends his run. I thought they unfairly criticised Mina last night on the TV because they're saying he should do more to come across here. So when Aubameyang's running into that gap there, he makes his run off the fullback when Luiz plays it through. But I don't think Mina has any chance of getting across because he's so quick, Aubameyang.
Yeah.
And
he's this quick. His turn of pace is so quick.
His turn of pace. So the way he bends his run to stay on side, so he runs across the fullback. I love the way he runs across the fullback, and then he runs in the pass from Luiz. It was a fantastic pass from Luiz, and he gets in and he finishes, as we said, Thierry Henry-esque, wasn't it? It was a fantastic goal. We scored 2 really good goals.
Yeah. Two things that Arsenal fans have been complaining about for a very long time. Number one, with the first goal, why don't we whip more balls into the box? We've seen with Saka when he's been doing that recently that we score goals from it. And number two, why don't we put the ball in behind defences more when we have the pace of Aubameyang? Well, we did that yesterday and we got our result, you know. Now talk us through their equaliser. Now back to the bad side of Arsenal.
Now we were very hapless and disorganised and poor at defending set plays yesterday, and they nearly got one right at the end when Calvert-Lewin had a header right at the end. It's a corner, isn't it? We don't do it well enough. I think Aubameyang's the one who gets it out, and it's hit into the ground as it comes back in.
Yeah.
Now, Leno took a lot of criticism. Should he have come forward for that?
I think he should deal with that better.
You think so?
I think Leno. I think he does.
But we didn't win. The
didn't.
defenders in front of him, Robbie, didn't deal with it well enough, did they?
We didn't. You're right. And I don't
they lost the aerial duels.
Yeah, I don't like criticising Leno because he was brilliant yesterday. He pulled off a couple of brilliant saves. He's been brilliant since we bought him. At, was it 18 million? When you think of what Chelsea paid for that Kepa, you know, and he's much better than Kepa. You know, I mean, he's been a great keeper. But I just felt that yesterday on that goal, he should have been a bit stronger. I don't think that should have went in. It was just a bit...
Through his legs, don't think.
Yeah, I thought he should have.
But Mina once again caused trouble in the box. He was the one.
And then we got to remember, right? He's all right with having a go at our defenders. Mina is one of the best. I remember seeing him for Colombia against England in the World Cup. This guy in the air, he's tall, he's big, he's excellent in the air, he's physical. He causes all kinds of problems. He must be a nightmare to defend.
Yeah.
You know, absolute nightmare. So, you know.
Did you see that incident in the second half when Ozil and him were having that tussle down the left? I don't know where you would sit.
Yeah, Ozil barged him off.
No, I thought he just barged Ozil off. He sort of like was so strong, wasn't he? Ozil just sort of like. And to be honest with you, Ozil's trying to be more physical in the game. Yeah. And I wanted to make a point about Mesut Ozil because I think the combination in this game between Xhaka, Ceballos and Ozil, they work really well as a three. And I think that Xhaka's obviously more combining down this side with Aubameyang and Saka. They're working as a three. And Ceballos is working down this right side. So we've now got balance on both sides. We never had that before. We were predominantly under Emery a left-sided build-up team, weren't we? Everything was about shifting the players across to create the space on the left-hand side. Yeah. But in this game, we were tucking down both sides, all right? And I think the key to this, as you said, is this player. Ceballos. Because he is now working with Ozil and Pepe, and in the last 2 games, home games, he's 34 progressive forward passes. I think he's had 16 to Ozil in the 2 games, 18 to Pepe, right? And I think that sort of like build-up play, progressive passing from deep line through the thirds, and I think we should start. I'm looking at Mesut Ozil in a different light at the moment. Now you go on the fan cams, the likes of Kenny Ken, Curtis. I'm just trying to think who else sort of says. Turkish, isn't it? Turkish. Yeah, Turkish saying it's goals and assists, right? But the thing I like about Mesut Ozil now is that I think we have to start looking at him in a different light because, okay, he's not assisting and scoring, although he scored last week. But the assisting at the moment is coming from Saka up here and from Pepe out here. These are the 2 guys who. But the key to it all, I think, is Ozil, and I think he's playing now in a different sort of role where it's all about ball security, Robbie. So when he gets the ball, he's sort of like protecting the ball, changing the play, floating around.
Switching
And so I think we've got to
yeah.
look at him in a different light now. I think he's
Yeah.
performing a slightly different role for the team, and he gives us balance and
Played
ball,
very well
ball
yesterday.
security.
And you look at, when you look at Liverpool, that's how most of their assists comes from out wide.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was the same with Arsenal yesterday, and over the past couple of games, that it's out wide where we're getting the joy. Pepe, you're going to talk us through the third goal.
Yeah, and I think it was an outstanding goal because, again, the sort of criticism of the fullback who doesn't get close enough to Aubameyang. But Pepe, it's an outstanding ball to Pepe. When he crosses it in, Aubameyang is given time and space, but it's still a top-class finish, a header, bullet header into the corner away from Pickford. So I thought it was a good goal. I think you can nitpick maybe and criticise the defender. Maybe should have got closer to him. He wasn't aware of his movement, but Aubameyang is an elite forward. His movement is top class all the time, and I think you just have to give credit to his outstanding goal. So we took the lead at the start of the second half, and I think then as the game played on, criticism, I was talking to your brother Laurie today, and he was sort of saying the one criticism he's got about Arteta is he doesn't make subs quick enough. But you got to remember, he had to make a sub early, didn't he?
My brother, he criticised that.
And I think that he didn't want to make that change too early because he'd already made one, and so that obviously played into his thoughts. But
I thought the subs were right. Especially Guendouzi when he came on. I thought he did really well. And started shutting them down a lot, pressing, very high up the pitch. We should have scored a fourth.
Eddie hit the bar.
Eddie hit the bar. And that was all through our pressing. Which again, I don't think under Unai Emery we would have been brave enough to have done that at that stage of the game. We would have just been sitting deep. Yeah. We wouldn't have held out under Emery. I agree with what you said. We wouldn't have held out.
No, and I think there was a desire in the team to get the ball back. You've got to remember these players have played 3 games in a week. A lot of them are tired, and we started to tire the last 20 minutes. Everton came strong at the end because they hadn't played a game since.
They've been on their winter break.
Since February the 8th, exactly. I think. So they were obviously stronger than us in that last 20, and then we had to thank our goalkeeper, Bernd Leno, who basically, whatever you thought, whether he was culpable for the mistake in the first half, he made 2 outstanding saves, and then the block when he charged out of his goal.
Just to help out Bellerin,
and I think that's the one thing I'm going to slightly criticise Arteta for in the second half, is I thought the real problem we had in that second half was obviously Gomez came on for Schneider and they went for it more, and Gomez is an outstanding player.
Quality player. His passing is unreal, and his strength.
And it's good to see him back, isn't it?
Because from a broken leg. That guy is one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. I'd have him at Arsenal.
Do you know, I enjoyed watching him play yesterday.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a fantastic footballer.
He's just spraying the ball around at will, and every pass hit a player.
And my son was obviously loving watching Richarlison because he enjoyed his performance yesterday. And I think that was
apart from he does like to. Should he have been sent off, Richarlison?
Do you know what? You're not going to believe this. I'd actually gone to the bar. I missed it.
Referee's supposed to go to VAR and the screen on the side and maybe check it. Graham goes to the bar to have a pint.
You can trust the bar, but you can't trust VAR, can you? so obviously, I did see it. Look, yes, I'll see it on the screen as I was queued up. So I would say it's a straight red. But having said that, second half, I think Bellerin's positioning. That was the only problem I had second half. Mustafi, who I thought was outstanding in this game. And Mustafi's numbers, I'm just going to get them up here on my phone. So Mustafi yesterday, 7 clearances, 2 interceptions, 3 tackles, 84.3% pass accuracy, 4 ground duels won, 4 aerial duels won. He wasn't dribbled past at all in the whole game. A clear rejuvenation of the centre-back under Arteta, and clearly one of our better players on the day.
Definitely.
So I thought he was outstanding. And he covered, a lot of the time, he covered Bellerin. Because I thought Bellerin's positional play in that second half, he was...
He had a nightmare, Bellerin. Last week he had that St. Maximan guy running at him. This week he's had Richarlison running, and he got a torrid time.
So I just wonder if we should give him better protection then, because clearly he's struggling one-on-one, isn't he? And I think second half... that was their threat. Richarlison, who was driving into the box, and Calvert-Lewin a couple of times got a cross. I can remember one where Louise and him had that incident there, didn't they? When he nearly got a touch on it. Leno made an outstanding save in their block close from Calvert-Lewin. That was a fantastic reaction save. And I think overall we ground the result out. We were 3-2 up, and they were pushing, but we showed spirit and we a desire to win the ball back. We pressed them as the best we could, you know, and I think it was a really good performance to hang on and beat a very good Everton team, Robbie.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. Would love you to leave it in the comments what you thought of the performance. But I think overall, I agree with what you said, Graham. I'd say particular shout out has got to go to Aubameyang. This guy is an elite striker, like you said. I think Saka's assists, you know, and I just think we're playing as a team at the moment. You know what I mean? This is a team performance. Pepe with an assist, Nketiah with a goal. Ozil had a great game. Ceballos played his part. Xhaka was solid, right? Mustafi was solid. All right, little shaky from Luiz, but then the great assist for the goal, and Leno was solid. Bellerin had a bit of a torrid time, but they helped him out, and it's all about a team at the moment, and that is coming from one man, and that is the manager, Mikel Arteta. He, at the moment, is doing a great job. We have to say he's doing a great job. Long may it continue. There's going to be bigger tests coming up. But this was a big test. Remember, this was an Everton team on form as well. You know, so this was a big test. So a really, really good performance by Arsenal. And a great win. Graham, thank you very much for breaking it down for us. We will be back next week. Remember, Graham, 50th game coming up. We will make an announcement.
50 years ago.
Sorry.
I watched my first game, Arsenal v Liverpool.
Yeah, he's been going one game a year.
When did you first start going? When did you start going?
I started going around about 88.
Oh, so you started...
Yeah. So I've been going a long time.
So you started following the year they won the league then?
Well, no, it was the year before we won the league. I mean, when you're trying to make out like some glory or something. You know what I mean? I was
50 seasons I've been
50 seasons
I've been going to Arsenal. And
respect.
And I see my first cup final at Wembley the following year when we beat Liverpool by the same score, when Charlie George got the winner, and I spent the whole of that summer diving around on the playground in my school blazer, mocking, you know, sort of not mocking, imitating his goal celebration, much to my parents' disdain because I was ripping my trousers and my jacket. But my first game was Liverpool. So the competition coming up, just stay tuned. Right? Stay tuned. I've got a great idea for this competition.
All right, and we're going to get Graham in the quiz as well.
Yeah. And you're going to get in the quiz, aren't you?
No, I'm the host of the quiz.
Yeah, but you should be in there, surely.
How can I be in there? I'm the host.
DT asking the questions.
DT, right? Considering you've been going for 50 years, you're supposed to walk that quiz, aren't you?
Can you ask me questions from 1970? I would have got the one, you know when he struggled that Leeds United one? I knew that one straight away, didn't I?
Oh, that was easy. We'll be back next week.